Welcome to another video of Ancient Greece Reloaded. Today we will talk about the famous goddess Nemesis. Nemesis is a strange case of a goddess in the sense that in order to learn about her you would have to go through a lot of mythology and history so as to collect the unusual references about her. That being said, if you like the video, do not forget to hit the like button, which would help us a lot. Alright, let us begin. For starters, the name Nemesis has the following meanings and derives from the ancient Greek words nemesao, nemeso, meaning feeling just anger, the ancient Greek word nemesimon, meaning just anger, as well as the ancient Greek word nemesitos, meaning, and depending on the context, either causing outrage or respectable. That out of the way, the next point to address is what goddess Nemesis represented. In short, Nemesis was the goddess who enacts retribution against those who succumb to hubris, aka arrogance before the gods. The goddess who enacts punishment for evil deeds and also punishes someone that has undeserved good fortune. Nemesis was also called Adrastia, meaning the inescapable, or the goddess of Rhamnus, in recognition of her famous temple in the city Rhamnus. By the way, Rhamnus was an ancient city in East Attica close to the region of Marathon. Moreover, Nemesis was often depicted as a winged goddess. Her attributes were apple branch, rain, lash, sword, or balance. This brings us to the following questions. Who were her parents? The correct answer would be depending which source you are studying. So, let us have a quick look on her parents based on the various available sources. Nemesis is generally considered to be the daughter of the goddess Nyx, aka Night, something that is agreed upon in Theogony of Hesiod and in the description of Greece written by Pausanias, with no father normally mentioned. Occasionally a father of Nemesis mentioned, that being Erebus, aka Darkness, who was a normal partner of Nyx. But, usually and depending on the source, Nemesis is depicted as the daughter of Nyx, Okeanos, or Zeus. Consequently, we have the following cases. 1. Hesiod's Theogony states that Nemesis was the daughter of Nyx but with no father. 2. Pausanias says that Nemesis is the daughter of Nyx and Okeanos. 3. Stasinus of Cyprus tells us that her father was Zeus. 4. Hyginus tells us that the parents of Nemesis were Nyx and Erebus. With that out of the way, we can talk about the role of Nemesis in Greek mythology. Most sources would describe Nemesis as a beautiful maiden, often with wings, to allow her to travel swiftly to where she was needed. Nemesis was the Greek goddess of retribution and the dispenser of dues, but she was more than a goddess dealing with evildoers, for Nemesis also ensured that there was balance in the life of man. It was Nemesis who ensured an equal balance of happiness and sadness, as well as good and bad luck. Thus, Nemesis would often have to deal with the consequences when Tyche, the Greek goddess of good fortune, was too generous. So guys, if you believe that your luck sucks, you can blame Tyche, Nemesis, or both, your choice. Moving on. Despite predating Zeus, Nemesis was often connected with a supreme deity, and it was she who was dispatched to deal with mortals who believed that they were superior to the gods. Also in myth, Nemesis was particularly concerned with matters of love. She appears as an avenging agent in the stories of Narcissus and Nicaea, whose cold-hearted actions brought about the death of the suitors. In some versions of the Trojan War, she was the mother of Helen and is shown in scenes of her seduction by Paris, pointing an accusing finger at the girl. To help you guys understand it better, let us check out quickly the children of Nemesis. It was commonly said that Nemesis herself had no offspring. Nevertheless, and occasionally, the Greek goddess was named as the mother of the Telchine by Tartarus. The Telchine were legendary master metal workers, although they were more commonly thought of as children of Gaia, either by Pondus or Uranus. On other accounts, we have that Nemesis together with Zeus were the parents of the famous Helen, and the story goes like this. Nemesis was very beautiful and Zeus wanted to mate with her. After some serious chasing throughout Greece, Nemesis was to avoid Zeus turned into a goose, but he turned into a swan and mated with her anyway. Thus, Nemesis in her bird form laid an egg that was discovered in the marshes by a shepherd who passed the egg to Leda. It was in this way that Leda came to be the mother of Helen of Troy, as she kept the egg in a chest until it hatched. Just for reference though, in most accounts Helen is considered the daughter of Zeus and Leda. And with that being said, we can proceed to the next section, which is stories of the goddess Nemesis in Greek mythology. Surprisingly, the most famous stories of Nemesis do not deal with the sinful or those with superiority complex, but deal instead with tales of rejected love. It was the vengeance of Nemesis, who was invoked by a rejected lover of Narcissus, either a nymph or Aminias, when the self-centered youth heartlessly rejected them. Nemesis would ensure that Narcissus would fall in love with his own reflection in a pool, and subsequently Narcissus would waste away as he looked longingly at himself. Nemesis was also involved when the gods brought justice to the naiad nymph Nicaea. A shepherd called Hymnos had fallen in love with a beautiful nymph, but wanting to remain chaste, Nicaea shot him through the heart. Such an act angered especially Eros, and with the assistance of Nemesis, Hypnos and Dionysus, retribution was brought. For Dionysus slept with a nymph, causing her to become pregnant with Telete. Another story that relates Nemesis through Tyche was the one of the famous king Chrysos. And we get this relation through the famous interview that the king had with the famed ancient Greek sage Solon. In a nutshell version, the story goes like this. In this story, Chrysos showed off his ridiculous wealth and claimed that he was the happiest man alive. Solon advises him to stop with the hubris and went on to demonstrate that there were people happier than him and concluded, Chrysos cannot be the happiest man because the fickleness of fortune means that the happiness of a man's life cannot be judged after his death. And as if Solon was a prophet, indeed Chrysos lost his family, lost his kingdom, lost his position as a king and lost his wealth as well. Finally, the fame of Nemesis was later carried on over to the Roman Empire. Although some sources suggest that she was also revered by gladiators and the arena personnel, most sources agree on the fact that she represented imperial fortuna, meaning that on the one hand she represented imperial retribution while on the other hand she symbolized imperially subsidized gifts, something that was also incorporated in the famous Ludi games in the Colosseum. And as you can guess, Nemesis had cults of here in both ancient Greece and the Roman Empire. That being said, let us know in the comment section below if we have forgotten something to talk about in this video so that other viewers later on can read and learn from your comments. And with that suggestion, we have reached the end of our video. We hope that you did like the video. If so, please do not forget to hit the like button, and if you wish to support the project of Ancient Greece Reloaded, click on the subscribe button to be able to follow our next videos. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for our upcoming videos.